Hello friends, today I take up a new topic and the name of the topic is earthquake causes and impact, the management strategies after the devastation caused by earthquake. Friends, I have taken up this topic because you might be knowing that yesterday Japan witnessed an earthquake of high magnitude and 7.3 at Richter scale. That's why I have taken up this topic, and lesson plan includes why is it in the news, what is an earthquake, causes of earthquake, different seismic zones of India, important seismic zones of the world, consequences of earthquakes, disaster management strategies, and finally conclusion. So friends, I will cover this topic under these points. I hope that this topic will very much give you interest, because I want to try cover all points relating to earthquakes. Friends, you can ask me as to why you should learn from my videos. Because if you read newspaper or television, you get only unidimensional views about a topic. Here you get three-dimensional views of a topic. So when I talk about earthquake, I will also pinpoint as to what causes earthquakes, what are the impacts, how the management strategy can be adopted to check devastation caused by earthquakes. So many facets of earthquakes are included in this topic. So friends, if you like my channel AJIS Academy, this is free channel, please share and subscribe on YouTube and my Facebook page. So now let us start the proceedings. Friends, why is it in the news? And I have already told you that on 16th March, Japan witnessed earthquake of high magnitude 7.3 at the Richter scale. Now, this is the location of the earthquake where it occurred. This is the location. You can see that not far off from Tokyo, the capital of Japan, and we see that more than 4 to 5 persons already killed and lakhs of properties were destroyed by this earthquake. And you know that Japan witnesses regular or frequent earthquakes because it is situated in the ring of fire region that I will discuss later on. Now the region Fukushima is part of the northern Japan that was devastated by an earthquake 11 years ago and killing more than 28,000 people in that earthquake, and even the nuclear plant melted down on account of the high magnitude earthquake at the level of 9.3 at the Richter scale in 2011 AD. Now, earthquakes are natural disasters. They are regular features. There are certain areas that witness frequent earthquakes, like more than 80% earthquakes occur in the Pacific Ocean zone called Ring of Fire. Now, this is the graph where you see that which areas witness frequent earthquakes, and this graph will show you that the area like Chile, now Alaska, Sumatra, Japan, again Chile in 2010, and Haiti in 2010. So you see, these are the areas where earthquakes with high magnitude occurred in the last 10 years. Any earthquake which has magnitude of 6.3 at the Richter scale will have devastating effects around the epicenter. Now, what is an earthquake? Friends, as you know, that earthquakes are vibrations of earth caused by rupture and sudden movement of rocks that have been strained beyond the elastic limits. An earthquake is a motion of the ground surface ranging from the frequent faint tremor to a wild motion capable of shaking anything apart. Now, the sudden displacement of earth crust releases energy stored within the earth's interior crust and mantle, and it causes tremors or waves which moves in the different direction from the center of disturbance. Friends, as you know, that you must understand the composition of earth before understanding the nature of earthquake. You see, this is earth. Now, this is the outer limit of earth is called crust, and its depth is around 5 kilometer to 75 kilometer. In the continent, its depth is more, while in ocean bed its thickness is very much less, 5 kilometer to 8 kilometer. So you see that most of the earthquakes occurred in the crust area. Now the second part is called mantle, and its diameter, its depth is around 2890 kilometer. Now the inner part is called core. It is to be divided into two parts. One is inner part, this is called inner part, and this is called outer part. While inner part is solid, made of nickel and iron, while the outer part, this means this is the core, is made of liquefied iron and nickel. So this is the composition of earth. Friends, as you know that this our crust, this one is the outer part, this is called crust. So what we find, that the crusts are made of different plates. Crusts are divided into huge plates like Eurasian plates, like Indian plates, like Australian plates. So crusts are divided into so many plates, and when these plates grind each other or collide each other, it creates trench. It creates trench. And releases energy. So we see that these plates are always in motion, and when these plates collide, it releases energy in the form of earthquake, and also create deep trenches. So now the sudden displacement of earth crust releases energy stored within the earth's interior, crust and mantle, and it causes tremor or waves which move in different direction from the center of disturbance. Now the point vertically above the earth's surface is called epicenter. Now friends, the epicenter is a very, very important feature of an earthquake, where the epicenter is very much nearer to a city, the devastation will be huge. So you see that the effect of earthquake is very much around epicenter. Now the most of the earthquakes have focus at the depth of less than 60 kilometers. Friends, I have already told you that the thickness of crust is 5 kilometers to 75 kilometers. So what you see that the most of the earthquakes occurred in crust areas which are made up of different plates. Now the intensity of the earthquake is maximum at the epicenter and decreases with the distance from the center. Now the earthquakes are more frequent in the areas, plates, boundaries where two plates meets one another, each other. The possibility of earthquake is highest. Now, causes of earthquake. What are the causes that lead to earthquake? Friends, I have already discussed about it. Earthquake is like a tremor. It may be a small tremor or it may be big tremor, depending upon the magnitude of the tremor on the Richter scale. So what you see that movements of plate, I have already told you that all plates are on the move, on the motion. So movements of plates of earth crust are called plate tectonics. Now because of the plate tectonics, earthquake occurs. Friends, as you know that Indonesia and particularly Java, what you find? Here three plates meet one another. Indian plate, Australian plate and Burmese plate. Three plates meet around Java, and this causes often big earthquakes of high magnitude, causing devastation like in 2004 when more than 250,000 people were killed in the Indian Ocean region countries. So one of the causes for the earthquake is plate tectonics, the movement of plates. Second is volcanic eruption. Friends, you know that one of the major causes for the eruption of earthquake is volcanic eruption, and it occurs in different part of world. Again, folding and faulting of rocks. And so you see that folding. For example, Himalayas. The Himalayas are folding mountain. Himalayas are still in the making process. So we see that every year it displaces northward. So what you see that because of this folding nature of Himalayas, it causes earthquake. Secondly, faulting of rocks. For example, earthquake in Jabalpur was on account of the faulting of Narmada Valley rocks, and that caused earthquake in Jabalpur, Madhya Pradesh. Again, landslides. Friends, as you know that landslides, bigger landslide causes tremor, and then earthquake takes place. Now, another important factor for causing earthquake are anthropogenic factors like man-made structures. For example, human activities. For example, making large-scale dam, whereby a big lakes have been created. Because of the pressure or the loading factor, it causes tremor, and then it leads to earthquake of high magnitude. Similarly, mining, again vegetation removal, chemical explosion or atomic explosion, underneath atomic explosion may cause earthquake. So these are the anthropogenic factors that are man-made for development objectives. So these factors like groundwater abstraction, too much groundwater abstraction, or mine surface mining, or vegetation removal, or making of big dams, creating large lakes, and chemical explosion or atomic explosions are other important factors that cause earthquake. So these are the factors that leads to earthquake. Again, now this is the map of India, and this map will show you that different seismic zones of India, and it is very much important to know that there are 5 zones that in India as far as earthquake is concerned. So friends, we know that zone 5 include the areas of the entire northeastern states, again the western part of Gujarat, then areas around Mumbai, northern part of UP, Bihar, West Bengal like Darjeeling, so you see the, Uttarakhand and Himachal Pradesh and some portion in Jammu and Kashmir, these areas fall under the category of zone 5. So zone 5 means where devastation or destruction will be huge. Now another zone is zone 4, where heavy damage can be caused, and under this zone we can include the areas of northern UP, Bihar, West Bengal, even areas around Delhi. Now in third zone, you find these areas are under moderate damage, and we find that areas around Western Ghat and then Rajasthan, Gujarat, these areas fall under zone 3. And under zone 2, where light damage can be caused, these areas are areas around Jaipur and then certain areas of Telangana, Odisha, these and entire Tamil Nadu. These areas fall under category of zone 2, and under zone 1, which is the safest place in India, and these are the upper Maharashtra, this one, and the entire Karnataka, I mean the central Karnataka state, and then the areas around Bhopal. So these areas, these two areas are the safest places as far as occurrence of earthquakes is concerned. Now, another important points that has to be noted when we discuss about earthquakes, important seismic zones of the wall. Friends, I have put up here an important chart. This is called ring of fire, and you see that the ring of fire where more than 80% of the earthquake occur, and you can understand this one. The ring of fire goes from Java, I mean Indonesia, and then Philippines, and then it covers Japan, and then it crosses through Pacific Ocean, and then it goes through Middle America, Northern America, and then Mexico, then it goes through Argentina, and then Peru, all this in the southern American continent. And you can see by this chart that how this ring of fire covers globe, whereby we find that Indonesia, Japan, Pacific Ocean region, and several islands in that ocean are very much affected by earthquakes, frequent earthquakes. Then it goes through the coastal region of Northern America, cutting across Mexico, then Peru, then Chile, Argentina, in southern American continent. So friends, we see that more than 80% of earthquakes occur in this ring of fire region. Now, important seismic zones are where earthquakes occur frequently. These countries are Nepal, because of the adjacent Himalayas, and I have already told you that the Himalayas are folded mountain and which is still in the process of making. So country like Nepal is very much affected by frequent earthquake, and that's why we see that northern Bihar, which is very much adjacent to Nepal, is also highly affected zone of earthquake. Again, Japan, and Japan witnesses frequent earthquakes on account of ring of fire. Ecuador, India, Pakistan, Philippines, El Salvador, Mexico, Turkey, Indonesia. These are the important countries. These are the important countries where chances of occurrence of earthquake are very much high. Now, I switch over to another point, consequences of earthquakes. What are the important consequences of earthquakes when it occur in a particular area? Deformation of ground surface on account of vertical and horizontal movement of plates. Secondly, loss of human and cattle lives. Thousands and thousands people are killed, thousands cattle. Wells are destroyed. Structures like building, railways, roads, towns are destroyed in a minute. And then devastating fires, flash floods, disturbance in the underground water table. These are the important consequences of earthquakes. Landslides and avalanches which may block rivers may cause flash floods in that areas. Similarly, when earthquake occurs beneath the sea surface, ocean surface, it causes tsunami, and then its impact is very much devastating. And I have already delivered lecture on this topic, tsunami. So just go through my topic on tsunami. You will know all the important facets of tsunami. So what you see that in 2004, tsunami killed 240,000 people around the Indian Ocean region countries. Similarly, Tohoku earthquake of Japan in 2011 killed more than 28,000 people. So friends, now I switch over to another point, and this point is disaster management strategies. For the management of a disaster, there are 4 components that we must adhere to. These are: number 1, mitigation, preparedness. Number 3, relief. Number 4, rehabilitation. Relief is an immediate support to the victim, while rehabilitation means support to the victims in the long run, because it takes long time to rehabilitate the areas affected by earthquakes. So friends, if an area is affected by earthquake, what should we do? Number 1, keep calm. connect with radio and other communication devices so that you may know the warning. Friends, as you know that earthquakes leads to a series of aftershocks. It doesn't stop in one go, but it leads to a series of tremors, that is called aftershocks. So we must keep calm and connect with radio or communication devices so that we must be abreast with the latest warning given by government. Secondly, keep away from beaches and low bank or low lying areas. Go on the higher plane. Turn off water, gas and electricity. Again, do not smoke or use matchsticks. Again, call the rescue team if anybody is under the beneath of debris. Do not re-enter badly damaged structures like buildings. Position yourself in the open field. Always use safe drinking water. Keep adequate water, because friends, you know that in the areas affected by earthquake, it is waterborne disease which causes immense damage to victims. So you must be aware of polluting water. Construction of buildings and habitation centers must be opened up. Again, providing necessity of life to victims, opportunity for employment, medical facilities, educational centers, psychological treatment to victims. So these are the important measures that can be adopted or resorted to for the management of victims of affected areas. So friends, what you see, that we have to be very much cautious, and since the affected areas have lost their resilience capacity, they need support from outside, and government, non-government organization, NGOs can help them out by way of relief measures, by giving them food packets, providing them drinking water as a relief measure, and by rehabilitating them in the long run. So now, what are the conclusions? Friends, as you know that earthquakes are natural disasters, we can't stop it. But we can mitigate the effects of the damages and devastations by adopting different mitigating measures. We can reduce the effect of earthquakes by adopting different mitigating measures. So I hope that you might have liked this lecture. If you like my videos, please share and subscribe. Please my channel AJIS Academy Indore. You will get numerous videos covering different topics on Indian history, geography, Constitution of India, Indian economy, general science and mathematics. Stay fit. Thank you very much.